Let's hear what you have to say in your heart, Jay. Take it away, please.
First and foremost, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me here. And yeah, I'm just really excited. This topic is really important. As I look at my life, I've served the last 25 years in the military. I'm still currently serving, and I've had to deal with some traumas, like in my upbringing. I've had to deal with some trauma, from Army situation that I'm living in. And I know the question was like, I think one of my questions for this presentation is, describe a time where awareness has helped me navigate through a problem. And if I can be abundantly honest, I'm dealing with a very difficult time in my life at this very, very moment. And I recorded a podcast I'm just going to broadcast tomorrow. And I even said on I don't even feel like recording the podcast. And if I can be honest, I don't even want to be here. That's where I'm at. I'm in a difficult time. But I've got to honor my commitment. I got to do the hard thing and show up anyway. But my instinct is to just go up and just sit on my couch and watch some Netflix, because I'm in a period in my life, and I'm sure people can relate, where have you ever been in a period of time where you just had one thing happen to you and then another and another and another? I'm in that current moment right now. Just to share with everyone, some of the things that I'm dealing with is I'm transitioning from the military. So there's a lot of anxiety about departing the service and being an entrepreneur as a mindset coach. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of putting yourself out there. I had a series of just financial expenses. You ever have that financial thing that happens to you and you're like, man, that really stung. Well, I had 4 of those in a row. In fact, I was just on spring break last week and we went cross country with my kiddos, and we got stranded on the side of the road. The clutch went out, turned out to be a $3,000 repair. Completely, it was supposed to be a relaxing week, and it turned in, there's a lot of unknowns, and the bill was it was $2,900. And that was after the week before I spent $1,000 repairing the car, in which the mechanic repaired the wrong part, which is why we got stranded. And I didn't even know if I was going to get my car back in time or make other arrangements. So we had to make completely different arrangements as far as where we're going. And then I come back and I find out that my mother, I'm adopted, but my adopted mother is in hospice care, and I had to go pay my last respects over the weekend. So I'm just dealing with a lot in my personal life. Now I can your natural instinct when you're dealing with a bunch of hardship is to just, cope in a variety of unhealthy ways is usually what happens, right? Go grab that bottle of wine and go sit on the couch and watch Netflix. And that might feel good in the moment, but you can't do that. And I always tell people, you're allowed to do that maybe for a day, but you can't do that over a period of days. And I got to a point last week where it's okay, I've started feeling like an imposter, because all of these things were just weighing on me. They were just weighing on me. And how can I show up for my clients, the people that rely on me? I almost feeling like an imposter. How can I do that? Right. I got all this stuff going on. It's weighing me down. I'm a mindset coach, and I'm getting weighed down. And so I'm you know what? The argument for personal growth and development is so that you have the tools to navigate through life, because life for everyone faces hardships. Everyone faces uncertainty. But when you have tools in your back pocket, you can pivot faster. And that's what awareness tools are. So the same tools that I use with my clients, I dug them out and I doubled down on them. And so, as you mentioned, your awareness is like your compass, right? We're all on a journey. Every one of us is on a journey, and clarity is your north-seeking arrow. It's hard to get from point A to point B on your journey if you don't know where you're currently at. In the military, we have a map and a compass, and we're doing this type of work a lot, right? That's what I always tell people is we're all on a journey to try to get to that mountaintop. But sometimes to get in that journey, you're in the forest, you're navigating around, in the swamp, you got to go around lakes, and you got to have that map and compass. And sometimes you're in the forest, you can't even see the mountain because you're deep in the forest, right? So having that level of awareness is like stopping and taking a knee and looking at your north-seeking arrow and looking at your map and making sure everything lines up. But if you don't do that, If you don't have that awareness, you're just going to stumble through and just keep going. And you're going to end up, the mountain is this way, but you're like this way, walking continuously that way. And the further you are away from your purpose and your final destination, the more misery you have in your life. And so awareness is incredibly important. And for my, what I teach personally, you need to have awareness in 6 different areas. Your health, like your energy level, right? Your body's a power plant. So do you have awareness for your health? Do you have awareness in your relationship, your lover? How is that going for you? Because if things aren't going well there, obviously it's going to bleed over into every other aspect of your life. Your family and your friends. Are you deeply connected? Our greatest human desire is to feel loved and appreciated. Are we connected with our friends and our family? Our mission, are you in alignment with your mission? Are the things you're currently doing, are they in alignment with who you're becoming? Your finances. That was one of the things recently I dealt with, right? Writing that $2,900 check to get my car fixed so I could drive home. That was difficult. Are you clear about your financial well-being? Do you have awareness with where you're spending your money and all those things? Your hobby and your passions. Are you engaged in your hobby and passions? Oftentimes people are, I'm just giving. I gotta give to work. I gotta give this organization. I gotta give to everyone else, and you cut yourself short. And the further you are away from your hobbies and passions, it's hard for you to reset yourself. And we need to do that. That's part of our ability to create. And then our spirit. Whether you believe in God or the universe, are you deeply connected? Do you have awareness of how you feel with your spirit? And then another area of awareness, and this is one that I recently learned, and maybe you guys have seen this before, but the Abraham Hicks emotional scale. And something that I've recently learned with is having awareness in my emotion. Oftentimes we just put our emotion in, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling good, maybe I'm feeling in between. Well, those are like 3 buckets, right? Well, there are 22 emotions. And when you have awareness and you can pinpoint your emotions, you can actually climb that emotional scale, just like a ladder, a little bit easier. And so I found by awareness in my emotion, like what emotion am I currently feeling right now? I can identify that, and then I can figure out what that vibration is, and then have some affirmations to help me navigate that, and maybe some activities that I can do, things that will trigger, like, okay, instead of, if I grab that bottle of wine and I sit on the couch, I might feel content in the moment, but it's probably actually going to bring me down the ladder tomorrow. Whereas if I go and exercise, maybe meditate, to call someone and give some gratitude, I'll probably actually be able to climb that ladder a little bit more effectively. So having awareness in your emotion and having awareness in your surroundings, and enables you to just take pause for a moment to look at your map and your compass and realign yourself to make sure you're going in the right direction. We talk about doing hard things. This is a learned behavior, because most people are just, they're not aware. Their emotional brain is just taking over, and they're doing things impulsively. But having awareness enables you to detach, so you can stop for a moment and take the proper action that's going to enable you to get to your mountaintop where you're ultimately trying to get to. So that's what I think about awareness. And as I'm going through this difficult time, it's like, you got to suck it up, and you got to do what you're committed to do, right? Like I said earlier, didn't necessarily want to be here. I don't want to record my podcast. I don't want to go to work later. I don't want to do these things, but it's making me feel good. And by having awareness, I can navigate through this. And, I'm doing other things like asking for help and leaning on people as I am going through tough times. And I don't care who you are. That's the human dynamic. I'm a mindset coach. I'm very good at what I do. I have tough times, and I'm in one right now. And that's how awareness is the starting point.